we mentioned Trump here. This is a funny video to me because I think I need your input, Brandon and Binder. Is this the most you've ever seen Trump emote in any fashion? I don't know if I've actually ever seen him
I know
laugh.
exactly what you're going to pull up. I know what you're going to pull up.
Yeah.
I mean, Eric and Don Jr. see this video and they're in shambles. I mean, Eric has to go for therapy, or go to. Well, Eric at least seems a little more stable. Don is back to his Don Jr. is back to his Montana ranch to take some more bars, or that's just a joke. I have no I have no way to verify that. Anyway, so Trump, I guess, did this TikTok here with Logan Paul, and he's going for the WWE crowd, the UFC crowd. Joe Rogan and others keep saying, "Oh, look, everyone's realizing they're coming after him because he got a standing ovation at UFC."
No offense to the UFC folks, but they've done studies on like which sports fan bases are the most, say, registered to vote, and it is not the UFC fan base.
I would also imagine that UFC fans lean fairly right. It's like, as I said, I joked about this. It's like saying, "Oh, Kamala Harris got a standing ovation at Hamilton. Looks like they're going to get a 50-state sweep, the Democrats." So, is this the happiest we've ever seen Donald Trump? Open question. Here we go.
I think it is.
And where down we
The way we don't need to play the music anymore. Just play it again.
Almost a kiss.
That was a little homoerotic, but also, what triggers him to laugh? Is it because Logan starts to laugh here, and then look, he grabs him like that? God,
Trump's the first to crack.
They have like the same skin tone. It's just they're both so red and orange.
That's the son that's the son I wish I had. A strong son with a strong chin.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Wait, he said that?
No, that's what's going through his brain.
You can see it in his face. You can see it in his face. He would love if Eric or Don Jr. were in the WWE. He would love that. He was in the WWE.
Yeah,
he's good on camera. He's good.
He's good. He knows how to do.
I will say the WWE did pretty much for the entire Trump era, the entire Trump administration. They went out of their way to sort of obscure Vince McMahon's closeness with Trump. They never mentioned him or brought him up on TV, on the show, on any of the events. But then all of a sudden, Vince is gone now, by the way, so they have even less of a reason to hook up with Trump. But they did just merge into a single company with the UFC. And we all know that Trump is a regular at the UFC events, and Dana White, the head of the UFC, is constantly promoting Trump. He speaks at the RNC. So I do wonder if like that has something to do with it. Because the WWE went out of their way to, they want to make money. Right. Whereas the UFC knows their audience. Pro wrestling audience is a bit more liberal, although they're registered to vote even less than the UFC audience.
I didn't mean to disparage wrestling fans who are, I would say, a little bit more politically diverse than the people that like seeing, bare knuckle fighting at UFC. And you can be, look, I like hockey and I'm a social democrat, lefty person, but and so you can defy stereotypes, but I'm just saying statistically speaking.
Yeah, Emma, that's the WWE United States champion with the former president.
I'm sorry.
And it sucks because I've said before, Logan Paul might have found his thing. Like, he's actually a pretty good wrestler, like, naturally.
He really is. It sucks.
And he should have just focused on that and stopped with everything else. But clearly, he's deciding to get involved with Trump. I'm sure it is for his podcast, and I'm sure he's using it to give himself views. I doubt he even cares politically about anything. He seems like someone who would care nothing less about anyone but himself. But he's also seems like the type of person who's supportive of Trump.
Yeah.
They don't bare knuckle box in UFC.
Oh, sorry, Brandon.
They don't bare knuckle box at UFC. They wear gloves. They just circle strafe each other for 15 minutes, and then someone shoots for the leg takedown, and they lay on top of each other for the next 15 minutes.
Maybe that's what Trump likes about it. He was very excited to grab Logan's bicep there. I don't know.
He clearly cracked because he couldn't stand face to face with this guy in a serious manner. I don't know. Maybe he was smitten by Logan and Paul, and he just couldn't keep a straight face.
Logan Paul defeated the very nasty Ricochet.
If he knows Logan Paul does numbers in media, he respects him.
Yes, right. Yeah. That's it. And that's because
He's
Trump's
a tall guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Tall, blonde.
I would be just like you, actually. If I was your age, I would probably be number one. You would be number two, but we'd be right there.
He loves wrestling. I mean, Trump. There are old videos of him with the damn chair.
Oh yeah.
Wrestling is how Trump wants to do politics.
He shaved Vince McMahon's head at the center of his head. Like
the theatricality about it, the evil versus the villain nature of it, the performance aspect of it. That's what Donald Trump wants. That's his sweet spot. Logan Paul really is the son Trump never had.
Actually, it was something like 17 years ago. It was 2007. Just this week is the anniversary of the big Vince McMahon exploding limo storyline, where Vince entered a limousine and it exploded. And the story behind that. And Triple H was on on Opie and Anthony or something years later or something like that, some radio show, and he was talking about it, and he said that following that storyline, Donald Trump called the WWE to see if Vince was okay and to offer his condolences if anything happened to him, because he thought the storyline was real. He thought Vince's limousine legitimately exploded and his good buddy Vince McMahon had perished in the limo.
He's like, triple. It's terrible what happened to Vince. It's just terrible, Triple.
And to really complicate the whole thing, that whole storyline was scrapped just a week later because Chris Benoit then went ahead and in real life killed his child and wife and then murdered and then committed suicide because he had such bad CTE over the years. He had a brain of like a 90-something, with dementia. Yeah, so very a lot of weird things connected to the limousine storyline, the exploding limo story.
Hey, here's why I am such a fan of today's returning sponsor, Ground News. Ground News is a website and app developed by a former NASA engineer who's on a mission to give readers an easy, data-driven way to read the news. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of the political bias, factuality, and ownership of the sources that are reporting. Try it out for yourself at ground.news/majority or by using this QR code. Just look at this recent report on unemployment benefit applications remaining steady. Out of the 18 reporting outlets, only one leans right. You can see the ownership and factuality of information of the reporting outlets and even compare the headlines. Gives you a sense of who's reporting what. Ground News also has a blind spot feed, which highlights stories that are disproportionately covered by one side of the political spectrum. For me, ground.news is where I start my day when I'm looking at my news. And it gives me a chance of checking out stories that I might have missed. Ground News is a crucial tool for media transparency and literacy. And best of all, they're offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which includes unlimited access to all their amazing features for only $5 a month. So head to ground.news/majority or click on the link below to sign up and help support an independent news platform working towards a more transparent media landscape.